what is lacking in our Benin film industry. It's not just about making film, but it's about making films that will stand out. It's about making films that will meet up to expectation. It's about making films that can be of good quality. And of course, it's about making film that can tell a good story. And we are in the jet age. In those days, they used to sell movies in CD plate and, cassette, video cassette was in vogue. From there, we switched to CD plate. But today, we are now in a jet age where you see people go to cinemas to view movies, and of course, what do they call it? This media. So Netflix and all of those things. It is time for us to have our own Edo movie on Netflix. A lot of time. Thank you, Esther Imagbe, for joining this broadcast. Thank you very much. Please, if you are seeing this video, you can help us to share it so that others can be a participant of this very topic. Like I said, today we are talking about taking Edo movie industry to the next level, and I'm hosting no other person but Nusa Ada Peaceman. We all know Nusa Ada Peaceman is a very popular individual in the film industry in Benin. In those days, around 2000s, in the 90s, and all of those things. So when you want to see a Benin movie, he's one of those. He's one of the pioneer of the Edo film industry. So we cannot just overemphasize. We cannot just overemphasize the need why we should go international. Like the other day, Edo State government just finished Edo Film Festival. But how many of our Edo actors were recognized? How many of our Edo producers were awarded? How many of our Edo actresses were brought to that stage to grace that occasion? So these are things we should be concerned about. We cannot be doing Edo Festival and using Edo money, Edo stage, Edo platform to promote other people. You see, so these are some of the things we must look into. And of course, I understand that the Edo film industry has a body they call EAN, that's Edo Actors Association of Nigeria. And I believe EAN should do more than what they are doing now. It's not about politics. It's not about what an individual can benefit anymore. No. If you are in EAN and you are one of the leaders in EAN, it is your due responsibility to take it upon yourself to do what others have not done before. Life is not all about what you can gain today. No. Life is all about leaving a legacy behind that will make your name to stand in the test of time. You understand? Because I could remember those days many years ago when Amiwu was being produced and delivered to the screen. Everyone loved Amiwu. Amiwu was a very beautiful story. Those of us that grew up in the 90s, I think we should know what Amiwu is, But you see, since that time till now, no producer have come back to say, okay, let's remake Amiwu, because Amiwu was done with our local Edo language and, of course, a fusion of English. And the movie was very, 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 very marvelous in those days. But they could not remake it. A movie such as Amiwu, if it is being remade by professionals with up-to-date equipment, that movie can be a blockbuster on Netflix, and the credit will come to Benin. You understand? Even our music industry, only the comedians are doing much in the Benin industry. But for now, we that are Benin people, we have to do the needful. We have to tell it to those who are in this business to do much. It's not about doing comedy, because many a times 60%, 70% of the movies that are being produced with our local language are all comedy. We see Omo Balance, we see the rest of them doing comedy up and down. We are not saying nobody should do comedy, but we must do a movie that must stand out. We must be able to compete with our peer in the industry. I know a lot of people will tell me, say, hey, investment, it requires money, this, that. But do you know, we as a people, or those who are in the entertainment industry, Rosie, good morning. Thank you very much. Please share this video so that others can join us. Thank you very much to everyone who always support my page, who always join my video. And of course, my page is solely to promote Edo entertainment and of course, entertainment generally. Yes, if we can be able to do something meaningful, I believe the right investors will come on their own. If we are able to do something meaningful, I believe the best of the best will come on their own. They say Rome was not built in a day, but if we, because before we can be up there, our mindset, our mentality must be up there first. It takes a mind. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you so much. Please share this video because this is a very important conversation, and I believe my guest will be here any moment from now. My guest will be here any moment from now. So we are on it already. We are on it already. So by the help of God, we'll be talking about so many things: the lapses, the things that need to be done, things that need not to be done, and all of those things. It's not all about doing the comedy. We can do something really meaningful. If we do something really meaningful, we have capable men and women in Benin that can be of great support and great impact to every one of us. That is just the truth. We can have men and women in Benin that can be of support to every one of us. Like what our sister is doing now, Ebony Obasuyi. I so much admire what she's doing. She just released the film, Two Can Share, single-handedly. And that film, some part of it were shot in Benin. I think some part of it were shot in Asaba. I don't know, but I know that movie was done in Benin. When you go to our YouTube channel, I think she's promoting her YouTube channel, Perfect Films TV, something like that. When you go there, you will see that movie. You will be proud of what an Edo daughter is doing. That is just an individual. If we have the like of Obasuyi 4 or 5 who can come together to say, okay, let's collaborate and do something meaningful and do something spectacular in the movie sector, I believe we can be able to have a movie that can be able to compete with Yoruba movie. You understand? See, somebody called me the other day, say, we want to do an 100% Edo film, no mixture of English. I said, no, that is not our aim. Our aim is to, meet up with a wider audience. And of course, we know that in Nigeria today, English is our general language, which is spoken everywhere. So we can have a storyline that can have at least 40% Benin language, then 40% English, and of course, 20% our regular pidgin English. You see, we can be able to reach a lot of audience by doing so. That is what Nollywood is doing. You see, Nollywood, they have a bit of Igbo language, they have a bit of pidgin language, of course, they have a bit of English language, and their movies is going far and wide. Why can't we do same? Even the Yoruba movie we are talking about, they do Yoruba, the Yoruba is much. Then they add about 30% English and some percentage of pidgin English. So in Benin, we can do same. We are calling on the producers to awake. Instead of a producer to bring, let's say a producer has 500,000, you want to put that 500,000 into a movie, and your fellow producer has another 500,000. Everybody wants to do their project. Why can't 2 or 3 producers come together, collaborate to do something outstanding, to do something massive? Somebody called me. He said, you give me 3 million if I will not do something big, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, you can collaborate with your fellow. You can, because in Benin, everybody wants to be a master. Excuse me. Everybody wants to be a master. But when you go to other industry, you will see A and B came together. A and B came together. That has always been the way out in this entertainment business, in this movie business, because we understand that movie production is far, far different from music. 1 or 2 persons can just come together. Even 1 person can single-handedly push a music project, but it's not the same as for movie industry. Efosa Leonard Nobaha, thank you very much for joining this live program, EPA. I really appreciate your presence in this video. Rosie Collection, thank you. Adolo Moyi 1TV. I hope I didn't bastardize the name. Thank you for joining this video. Please, you can share it so that others can join us. And of course, we are still waiting for Nosa Ada Pisman to be part of this video, and we'll have a conversation. Like I said, we are talking about taking the Edo movie industry to the next level, and we know so well that we can do it, and we have the capacity, we have all it takes to do it. Like I was talking about the Edo Film Festival that was just concluded about a week ago. If you go there, you will see that Even our indigenous actors and actresses were not fully celebrated on that platform. Do you know why? Because the industry on its own relegates its own. It is a pity that an event that was done in Benin, sponsored by the state government, none of our Benin actors were able to be part of it in full. You know, many of them were all on the background. We don't pass that stage. We have grown past that era. If I'm not mistaken, the movie industry, if I'm not mistaken, is more than 30 years. Because I can still remember Ewakwe. Those days, we used to watch Ewakwe on CD tape. What do they call it? Tape, cassette, video tape. You know, video cassette. We used to watch Ewakwe on videotape. A Kaladeran, the old one, we used to watch it on videotape. Ewak, the old one, we used to watch it on videotape. Amiwu, we used to watch it on videotape before the industry now metamorphosed into video CDs and all of those things. You know, the challenge we have always had over the years has been we are not many that speak the language. We are not many that speak the language. We are not many that speak the language. But that is not true. Look at this is December. I think December 10th, if I'm not mistaken, Iroko TV, if I'm not mistaken, will be dropping a movie called Osato. And that Osato movie, most of the cast that was used, if I could remember, almost 60% of the cast that were used are Benin people or people from Edo State. We have Entiosa Edemudia there, this Fina that came out from BBN Nigeria. She's from Edo State. She's an ace and girl. She's on that project. We have Messi Agbe on that project. We have what's his name? This man that played the role of Enogi on this popular series, Blood of Enogi. He is on that project. We have about 6 of them. We have this other girl, Inobaha is something like that. She's on that project. About 5 to 6 of them. Now, if our Benin producers can reach out to these people, they will come. I had an interview with one of our Edo actors who based in Belgium. He told me that if there is a good project on ground, those of them that are even outside the country can fly in to ensure that they do that work and do it to the best of the best. You see, the passion is there, but those who are into the industry, the producers alike, they don't really see a need to do something that will be mind-blowing. We have a lot of producers in Benin. We have the like of Andrew Osawa. Everybody knows Andrew Osawa. We have the like of Akbaka 99. Everybody knows Akbaka 99. We have the like of even Nosada Peaceman. Igbinomaya, the other man that did what they call it, Ukeke, what they call it, Okuta, and the rest of those movies. We have a lot on ground, but you see, everybody is just on the same level. Yes, everybody is just on the same level. Nobody wants to push beyond. Nobody wants to press beyond. Dote time will not be ne woro or ne woro. But as it stands now, our people don't want to be ne woro. Everybody just we are doing surface. We are scratching the surface, thinking that we are making progress instead of us to do much to see what can be obtainable. You know, a lot of times they will come here, the gain, we not see gain for inside. See movie where we do, we not see gain for inside. How can you see gain for inside when you have not been able to do something mind-blowing? You see, we have a lot of Edo actors who have already broken into the international scene. The like of Osasi Udao. We have the like of Babares. Everybody knows Nosares. We have the like of Nosao Baseki. We have the like of so many of them. Michael Isopan. So many of them, even some that I cannot even remember right now. When you see some movie, when they tell you that this person is from Benin, you'll be marveled. Say, now Benin person Benin. Even when Osasi Godalo came into the film industry, it took us time to be able to identify where she is from. Of course, she granted interview. She said she is a Benin girl, but obviously she cannot speak the language because she was not even born in Nigeria. You understand? But be that as it may, she has been able to identify with where she is coming from. Nosares always identify with Benin. Nosares has been one of those who don't joke with Benin people. He shoot comedy skit with Benin skit maker. Even when Sir Mickey Jagger went to the UK and Egogun Ola, the musician, Nosares was on the drum playing for them. He did not just stop there. He posted it on his own page. That is promotion, publicity. He posted it on his own page. When you check the comment section, when people were trying to say some derogatory statement, he quickly correct them. He has to respond to them. He has to set the record straight. You understand? So if our actors can reach out to people like this, we can be able to make a huge progress. Like I said before, there is need for producers to collaborate. Not be you get 500, me get 500, then we'll carry the 500 individually instead of us to bring it together to make $1 million, so that $1 million can pursue something good. Let's say, okay, you bring your storyline, let's shoot it together. Take money. We put our money together, we do. Then maybe the next one we still come together again. We put money together, we do my own, be supporting each other. Before you know, we can be able to reach more people. But some, you know, I had an interview with Michael Isopa. After that time, somebody called me, telling me all manner of things. Not be as if they talk and so the industry, this one, that one, trying to make excuse. You know, the Englishman said there's no excuse for failure. I understand that the actors are trying. Yes, our Benin actors, we are trying very much. The talent is there, the passion is there. But you know, the funny thing is this. Like my talk show, my interview with Michael Isokman the other day, we talked about Benin actors always being stereotyped to one role. For example, if you are watching a Benin movie, you see a person like Okeke those days. Everybody knows the role Okeke play. If even as I'm talking about Okeke now, the only role that comes to your mind for Okeke is the guy who takes alcohol and, you know, do a lot of things. Thank you very much. Ruth Kadiri is from Edo State, you see, and she is doing great. She's doing massive project. Ruth Kadiri is one of the lead producers. You understand? Our Edo actors, they are stereotyped to a certain kind of role. You know, when you see a Padegboye of Yan on a movie, you already know that he's going to be a troublesome man, maybe to his wife or to his children or to his neighbors. When you see Omo Balance, you already know how Omo Balance want to do as well. Movie is not like that. Movie is not like that. See, these are the things that affect the movie industry. But so many times, nobody wants to talk about it. How will you feel, you and I that is watching this movie now? Let's say tomorrow, Omo Balance just take a role of maybe a lover boy. No Oswald, no nothing. It's just normal, no funny costume. Dressed nicely. And you see the publicity of that movie. Say Omo Balance is playing so role on this movie. You that is here will want to see how he's going to interpret that role. Or you see the boy of Yan is playing the role of a professor, not in a comedy form. Not in a comedy form. Or he's playing the role of a lawyer, not in a comedy form, but to interpret who a lawyer really is. Or you see John Bwekiaruwa Salof playing the role of a pastor, for example, not in a comedy form, but truly interpreting the role of a pastor. But you see, a lot of time, I can mention 5, 6, 7 Edo actors or Benin actors, as the case may be. When you mention their name, you already know what they stand for. You already know what they represent. You already know the role they play. But in the Nollywood sector, in the English movie sector, when we call the names of people, they can interpret any role. We have seen Zubi Michael being a cultist. He has done pastor. He has done fake pastor. He has done what they call it. He have done a student. He have done a teacher. He have done this. That is what an actor should be. These are the things that is making our industry to be lacking behind. Apart from investors coming in to invest, apart from we not having a wider audience to reach to so many people, apart from we not being able to, you know, have a channel of our own, like we have Africa Magic Igbo, Africa Magic Yoruba, Africa Magic Hausa. You know, a lot of people are saying we need to have Africa Magic Edo or Africa Magic Benin. Yes, that is necessary. That is needed. But you see, the reality is this. We must learn not to stereotype our actors and our actresses. For example, if I am a producer now, if I do not have a storyline that interprets the role that I know I'm a balance for, I cannot give him a role. But many a times, even the guys that have been, stereotyped, those that they say, okay, now then they play drunker for movie, now then they play this one for movie. If a producer just come, they will just call the person, say, Omo Balance, come production set to your road day. When you tell him, say your road day, he already knows what to do. Sometimes it does not even need to go through the script. It does not even need to do a run to know. You already know, say, now that caricature funny thing, he can't do for there. But we should grow beyond that. We should grow beyond that. Because, see, now another year we want to enter. So, how many awards are we bringing? How many recognition are we gaining? How many we are saying we are few? It's not about few. If Charlie Poppy could sing Ogbasi men no give Ogbasi, and the entire Nigeria, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Calabar, Efik, Benue, everybody they follow and they sing. That is to tell you that it is not the language that is the problem. It is the quality. It is the quality of what we do. That is the challenge, not the language. But a lot of times we give ourselves excuses. Okay, let us assume that we don't want to spread, we don't want to stretch and pass inside Edo State. If Benin's Esan, Esako can come together to do a movie project that can feature people from those regions, we are reaching a wider audience already. We are reaching a wider audience already. But a lot of times we do not see importance to this thing. And let me tell you the reality. If something is not done at this point in time, we will just be losing out from the movie industry completely. We'll be losing out from the movie industry completely. I think it is our time that a certain producer who wants to do a certain project will just come around and come to the what they call it, to Benin to come and take people. He will come to Benin to come and take people and say, yes, I see a talent in this place. Please come and feature in my project. That is what it should be. Come and feature in my project. That is what it should be. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest is calling me, Nosa Ada Peaceman. He will be joining us any moment from now. I'm trying to send him the invitation for this program so that we all can have a conversation. And of course, you can send in your suggestion. You can send in your question. And I believe Nosa Ada Peaceman will answer every one of us accordingly. He will answer every one of us accordingly, because there is a lot that we need to do. Because they say, to whom much is given, much is expected. We have sons and daughters who are in the diaspora, people that were born overseas. If you go to TikTok, I think I have about 5 or 6 young people who are trying to learn our language, who are trying to identify with our culture. And through the act of movie, we can be able to reach to those people. It is important. But we cannot memory if we that are the parents, we are not doing much to show our children what our cultural heritage is. And one of the two is through the act of movies. Yes, one of the tools to reach out to our next generation. Like, for example, we have seen a lot of controversy going on the internet lately regarding our history. Some people came out from somewhere saying that then this, and then that, this one, this, Lagos, this, that. These are things that could be communicated through movies. These are things that could be communicated through, our movie can tell of our history. But many a times, we have failed so many times to put these things into consideration. We have heard about the story of Obayawari the First. But many a times, it is a shallow story they tell us. Nobody has been able to compound everything into a story and bring it to the knowledge of people so that there will be a better understanding. So it is very unfortunate that we are, in what we are now, because a lot of people don't see a need to do the needful. But by the help of God, thank God, Nosa Ada Peaceman is here already. Let me add him to this video and we will have our communication going smoothly. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about taking Edo movie to the next level. And of course, I've been able to highlight so many things. Please leave your comment, leave your suggestion, and by the grace of God, through the help of the media and your own support, we will be able to achieve what we want to achieve. So many people have reached out to me, say, we know they watch Benin movie again because it is no longer interesting. The storyline are not, are not something worthy of viewing and all of those things. But we can bring back everything. We can restore back everything. It's just a matter of time, and of course being able to reach out to the right set of people. Like the white man will say, you put the square peg in the square hole, and when we are able to do that, everything will come alive. When we are able to do that, everything will begin to make sense. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are still hoping that Nosada Peaceman is able to join us on this conversation. I just hope he's able to join me on this conversation because I've been waiting for him, and I don't know, maybe he's facing a network challenge at his end, but by the grace of God, he will join us soon. The reason why I'm bringing him up on this conversation, we all know Nosada Peaceman is a producer, he's an actor, he's a musician. When you talk about entertainment, he's someone who has been in the industry for a very long time, so he has a detailed information to tell. And the industry grew. We cannot say the film industry did not grow. It grew, especially during the time when Eritio brought Unyiwe. When Unyiwe came out, we began to see a lot of music, dance, drama. We began to see a lot of improvement in the industry. That time when Igbinomaya did Yendo, they did Yendo, they did this other movie, Okuta, where Lancelot Oduwa-Emaswen did, what they call it, Lancelot Oduwa-Emaswen did Ikwe Meeting. So we have experienced a lot of growth in the industry before, but for some reasons, there is now a decline. Now that we have media,